But Les is excited about an even bigger event.
Your license is just as important to me as it is to you.
But it doesn't look good.
You failed.
He failed?
Remember the 1988 movie License to Drive? Well, it's about a teen who thinks his life can't get any worse after he flunks, his driver's exam. Fast forward to today, and let's just say things look a little different. So take a look at this recent data from the Federal Highway Administration. It says less than 35% of 16 to 19-year-olds in the country have a driver's license, and only a quarter of 16-year-olds got their license last year. Compare that to back in 1983, when more than 45% of people in the same age group, so nearly half, had a license. It begs the question, why are fewer teens wanting to drive or driving in general? So joining us to take a closer look at this is social worker and mental health expert Michael Klinkner. Michael, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me, Tess.
We always appreciate your insight, and you know, it's interesting because we were all talking about this. Gina's 16-year-old has no desire to drive.
Right.
Mine are 15. They're split on, I want to drive, I have no desire to drive too. Why is this happening?
A couple main reasons. One is, overall, since COVID, anxiety has increased in teenagers.
Okay.
And learning to drive is an anxiety-producing situation. It's hard. There's so many moving parts. They don't have experience. Things go real fast. We all remember when we were learning to drive about how scary that was, especially in the beginning. A couple other key factors. The other is, because so many few kids are getting their license, there's not the peer pressure anymore. Like, if I'm driving my friends around all over the place, you got to get your license because I'm not going to keep paying for gas. So we're losing the peer pressure. Also, less teens have jobs, and so the need to have the ability to get yourself to your job also less. Other key factor, Uber, Lyft, and all the ride-sharing programs. Parents are okay with putting their kids in the back of an Uber and just paying the $20 to get them wherever they need to go.
Because owning a car, too, and everything is so expensive these days, right?
Between insurance, gas, like just the extra car payment, everything that goes into it. And so we know how the economy can be sometimes. And so parents are also much more hesitant to fork over the money so their kids can have their license and drive.
Yeah. And you say what's interesting is, you know, we see that and we're like, okay, we get it. You know, kids are anxious about it. But there is an upside to getting a driver's license, right? It teaches kids a lot of things.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. So of course, they're going to teach them independence. And so the ability that you can get yourself where you need to go, you can figure things out, you can navigate difficult, unanticipated situations. Another is just that stress management. Because there's so many difficult, like, moving parts, as a teenager, you're going to have to figure those things out. You're going to get familiarity with your area more because, you know, you're going to learn how to get to school and back and to your friends' house. Also, you get this big increase of all these other experiences you wouldn't have otherwise. You can drive to Payson and go camping with your friends. You can't do that if you don't have a license.
Hold on now, hold on. That's a whole other thing, going camping with your friends on a weekend trip. But let me take it back to you. When is it the right thing or not the right thing for a teenager? I want to say a kid because they're still kids.
Sure.
So how do families decide this together? You should never probably push a child.
No, it's okay to nudge them in the directions. And so even if initial situations are like, I hear where you're coming from, I get that it's really scary. Also, as a parent, it's okay to push your kids into scary situations. Don't just shove them. Don't make it torture, like, no, 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 you're going to have this. But the initial step is getting your permit, and that's just an online test. You can do that. That's not as anxiety-producing. And then move very slowly. Just drive around the neighborhood or just go into a parking lot and just drive for 5 minutes. It's okay to get some of those initial experiences. Also, I have parents that have been taking their kids to golf courses, and just get in the golf cart and learn to drive one of those. It's an easy first step because it's close enough.
Yeah, okay. Always great advice, Michael. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, what's the advice for the parents who have to have possibly 1 to 3 drivers all at once? Whole nother topic, right?
We'll talk about that next time for sure.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.